Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Kelly's Creative Dream Studios. This morning is supposed to be Teapot Tuesday 10-minute card, but I need to switch gears this morning because I feel that there's something that really needs to be covered, and that is the requirements for the November Favorite Things Junk Journal Challenge with Dear Julie Julie. We've been getting an influx of a lot of new people, and that's super. But I've noticed even some of our veterans are a little confused by this challenge this month. So I thought what I would do is walk you through it. You are going to need a printout, preferably, of your list and a highlighter. Let's start with those two things. Now, the basis of this is you are picking 15 of your favorite items from your stash and making 15 items from Julie Julie's list, or the list that she has given us. But here's the caveat. If she says that we have to use something to make one of those elements, they are free items. So your book page elements, that is going to be part of your 15. You really should pick some type of a book, whether it be a Christmas a coloring book, a search a word, a crossword puzzle, a book that you would read, because chances are you're going to need the cover for your journal cover anyway. Okay? So, book is part of your 15. However, when we come to 6 paper clips, because you have to make 6 paper clips, the paper clips are not one of your 15. They are a free item. Tassel and 3 charms. You can use 20 yards of trim or lace, fabric strips, lace, ribbon, yarn, any kind of fibers. You get 20 or 2 yards free. Now that you can mix and match. You may only do 18 inches of lace, but need another 24 inches of your fabric, because that way you can use those items for your page ruffles and your page ruffles and your page edges. So those 2 yards of trim or lace are free. They do not count as part of your 15. The napkin, because you need to use 1 whole napkin to make things in your journal, does not count. It is a free item. Okay? 3 doilies. Doilies are free. If you don't have doilies, you can make your own. Think of the concept of a paper snowflake. Fold your paper and cut out all kinds of little holes and designs for your doily. However, that said, technically this is a no-buy. But I think you could sneak this one in because you can use them for future projects, and that is Dollar Tree has a multi-size package for $1 of doilies. But if you want to stick strictly with the no-buy, then you can make your own doilies if you don't have any. Just think of the snowflake concept. Fabric flip and tabs. Fabric is a free item. Now, I missed last night how much fabric she said you could use, but in past challenges, you could use a fat quarter, or an 18-inch square piece of fabric. So your fabric is free. And I'm going to write that down. 18 inches square. Okay? Down here to make your embellishments, your postage stamp is free. Your playing card is free. Your guest check is free. And your game piece is free, because you need those items specifically, okay? Now, once you have pulled out your free items and set them aside, now we're going to go shopping in your stash. And this is where your 15 favorite items comes from. And I'm going to give you a little bit of an example as I walk you through what I am going to use for my journal. Now, keep in mind, because this just came about last night in my thought process, I do not have my kit completely pulled together. I will have that for you on Friday, but I did not want to wait till Friday to clarify some of these points, if you're with me, okay? So I am going to use Dear Julie Julie's Pink Christmas Deluxe Digital Kit. That is one of my items. Now, if we use a digital kit from Dear Julie Julie, something from AmourFabriQues, and something from Cara Brandon's shop, if we use a digital from one of those shops, or an item, I don't believe I don't believe Selena has digitals, but she has some awesome vintage items. But if you purchase from one of those three, that's a freebie, okay? Because Cara Brandon and AmourFabriQues have been really super supportive of Julie, so she wants to return the favor by sending customers to them. So, if you purchase from Dear Julie Julie, AmourFabriQues, or Cara Brandon, and I will link those three down below, those purchases do not count. They are a freebie, okay? Now, if you use Dear Julie Julie's kit, anything from Dear Julie Julie's shop, you get an early invite to our VIP party. And what that is a virtual internet party, specifically and only for those who have completed the monthly challenge on time. Okay? So, the challenge for this, if we turn everything in prior or by the deadline of November 30th, we will have a VIP party exclusively for those people in mid-December. I think she said December 20th, but I'm not positive. I'll have to double check that. So you would get an early invite. Now, when you get an invite as part of the VIP group, you also get a free digital from Julie Julie, and it's a digital that you have earned for free before it goes out into her Etsy shop, which is really super cool. And that's how I got the Pink Christmas last year. Excuse me, I really need coffee this morning. I got up this morning to find out I have no heat. And I don't have firewood brought in, so I couldn't even boot up the wood burner this morning. My office is nice and toasty because it has its own separate heating unit, but the rest of the house is just a tad chilly. Okay, so I'm going to walk you through Julie's Pink Christmas, and I want to give you a tip. Now, if you've noticed here, I've got them labeled. I have ephemera, I have pages. Whoops, I got two of them stuck together here. Hang on. I have ephemera, I have journal and ephemera, pages, and side-by-side. Now, another question that people always ask is, what do I print on? Okay, if you are going to print ephemera, you're probably going to want to print on cardstock. If you are going to print pages, or in this case the side-by-sides, because they could work great, then you're probably going to want to print on paper. Okay, journal and ephemera. I did the journal and ephemera because ephemera is a key word there, so I printed everything on cardstock. If you wanted to use one of these for your cover, then perhaps you'd want to print side-by-sides on cardstock. Or at least the one that you want to use for your cover. You would maybe want to print that one on cardstock. But otherwise, pages are copy paper, and I print mine on 32 weight. Journal and ephemera go on cardstock. Okay? So let's start with the ephemera. Now there are 4 zip files. Ephemera is one, the journal ephemera is one, and the pages is one, and the side-by-sides is one. And within each of those zip files, there are multiple pages for the print. So this one starts out with this lovely alphabet, and I'm standing up this morning so I can see in the camera, so I can make sure you're seeing what I want you to see. This one has the smaller alphabet, has some nice little tuck cards. This is all kinds of tuck cards. You could also use these larger ones as corner tucks. These would be great large tags, and large tags is one of our elements to make. Another one for large tags. Some more ephemera type stuff, the postcards. And these cute little journaling cards. Think Project Life type of thing for these. Another page of more like cut apart type of things. And this one with the ledger page, a smaller calendar, and invite kind of thing. Now, remember the other day when I printed stuff and we knew that I was running out of ink, I put a brand new ink cartridge in this morning so that I got a great quality on these, and so that the pinks and rose tones would really be pinks and rose tones. Okay, so that's the ephemera pack. And there were, let's see, let's count really quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 pages just in that ephemera pack. Okay. Journal and ephemera, again on cardstock. Really small alphabet, which would be cut out, made great for a corner tuck, or you could spell the letters, spell something out with the letters. Smaller little pieces, great for going into tuck spots or embellishing tags and tuck spots. 4 larger postcard sizes, more journaling card size, and there are 3 of them in that kit. So that's the journal and ephemera file. Good morning, Spirit. My big black panther beast is down here. He's 7th generation panther. He is my original baby. Okay, so this is pages. So we have this lovely picture. It really shows the vintage of that. And it looks like it might have been the topper on a vintage company calendar. So then we have this collage sheet. And we're going to talk about collage sheet on a future video. Here's a larger sheet of that ledger. You can tell I flipped these off from the printer and just laid them over. I love this. I love the pink dogwoods. I never think dogwoods for Christmas. And then this is the shaded off calendar. And this one showed the moon phases for 1918. Isn't that cool? Okay, so we had 1, 2, 3, 4. We had 5 sheets in the pages. And then we have the side-by-sides. There's 1, 2, I love this. 3, look at that old world Santa, and 4. Okay, so 4 pages to the side-by-sides. Now, as I said, so this, now, you might be thinking, but you've got all those pages, so don't each of those pages count as one? No. You can print your digital kit out on whatever paper that you want, and it counts as one item because it's a single purchase. Now, let's talk about your 15 items with that in mind. Oh, my camera's offside over here. Your people are thinking, but how do I pick my 15 items? What are my favorite things? Treat your stash as if you were going into the store and you could only put 15 items in your cart. All you're allowed is your 15 items. Adhesives are free. Any of your tools that you want to use are free. And I thought I had the list of that other stuff on here. Maybe not. Maybe not. But your adhesives is free, except for glitter glue. You can't use glitter glue unless you count it as one of your 15 items. Washi has to be one of your 15 items. I think that's it. I mean, and you can use any of your tools. Tools are wide open. You can use whatever tools in your stash you want. Punches, crickets, any of your die cutting machines. Anything like that is free. Now, stamps and inks are not free. And we had this discussion last night. But you know, there are so many other things that Julie is allowing this challenge that it's okay. They can be counted as one of your 15. So if you can pick a stamp set, that's one of your 15. But then carefully select whether you have purchased, say, a collection of Tim Holtz ink spots that all come in one package. That you'd have 4 inks to work with. and it would only count as one item because it was one single purchase. Okay. So go into your studio, go into your stash, and pick your 15 items. Now, as I said, my Dear Julie Julie digital kit is one item. The other item I'm going to use is this paper pad from Craftsmart. And I know there's a glare and I really can't do much about it because of the gold foiling on here. But there are 48 sheets. This was one of them. And I'm going to see if I can do a flip through here. There's the foiled Christmas balls. And see, I could cut those out and do them in a cluster. There's this with the leaf. These vintage Santas, these could all be fussy cut out. The stripes. Great background pages or tags. This would be great as a center of a signature, so you'd get the whole ornament. These could be cut apart and used as tuck spots. The snow. Another glaring one, but all kinds of cut aparts and strips there. I have had this for a couple of years and really looking forward to it. This would be beautiful if I wanted to just cut this part out and use it on the inside cover. Trees, bottle brush trees, the backgrounds. I love that fur. It almost looks like you could touch it. And I'm going to stick this back in here. The champagne bubbles or snow through the pink. Another one that would be good as a center. Look at those large cut aparts. This would fit perfectly over the opening of a CD sleeve. So a CD sleeve envelope may have to be one of my items. And since they came as a package, I could use as many of them throughout the book as I want. And those cut aparts. Now, with those in mind, I know those are two items I'm going to use. Okay? I also know that I am going to use lace. And I could count that as part of my 72, or part of my 2 yards. But I may want to use whole sheets of lace that I can cut apart and use bits and pieces. So, that I could get more use from. So, that may become my 18-inch square. Or, I can use it as one of my 15 items. There will be some cardstocks in here, though based on that color pad, I don't think there's going to be very many. I want to add buttons. So I may have to look and see what would have come on a single card so that I get more buttons that way. We get 3 charms. Beads, if you have a bracelet that has multiple beads on it that you want to take apart, that's one purchase because you purchase that bracelet as a whole, but you have multiple beads to work with. Our binding kit is free. So the paper clips and the string that is in our binding kit, we can use throughout the journal. Trying to think if there's anything else important I need to cover, because I'm giving myself 2 more minutes, because this is going to take forever for this video to upload. So let's do a quick recap, okay? Digital, let's start with this one. If it's a requirement from Dear Julie Julie that you use that item, it's a free item. Digital kit or purchases from Dear Julie Julie, Sarah Brandon, or AmourFabriQues is a free item. Tools, whatever you want to use, is free. Your book pages would be free if you have spare book pages in your stash, or you're using a book so that you have the cover. So book page embellishments. If you purchased it as a single purchase, it's one item. So mark this off first. and pull those items and set them aside so you know what you're working with. Then think about walking into the store and only being allowed to purchase 15 items and make the most of those purchases. But you're not buying. This is a no-buy challenge. So head to your stash and do some shopping. And I will be back here on Friday to show you my completed kit with my 15 items, making Julie's 15 things for the November Favorite Things Junk Journal Challenge. Oh, and P.S., November 22nd is Julie's birthday, so head over to her channel and wish her an early happy birthday. Also, we'd love to have you join this challenge. If you're not a part of this challenge, I will link the details video down below. Watch the video, and then you'll find the link for our private Facebook group in the description box. And I will see you back here Thursday with a design team project using the Dear Julie Julie Christmas. Let's start thinking about Christmas and get those Christmas cards ready to go. I will see you back here on Thursday. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you then. Creative blessings.